Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly understand others and achieve everything they desire in life? What if I told you that the secret lies not in magic, but in mastering psychological tricks so powerful they can transform how you think, act, and connect with the world around you? In this audiobook, we're diving deep into the science of human behavior. Together, we'll uncover strategies that are not only fascinating but also practical enough to apply in your daily life. Whether you're a student, a professional, a parent, or an entrepreneur, these insights will equip you with tools to navigate relationships, overcome challenges, and unlock your full potential. Introduction. The audiobook Mind Games Unveiled, 60 minutes of mind-bending psychological hacks is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Let's face it, life isn't always easy. Many of us struggle with communication barriers, conflicts at work or home, or simply feeling stuck because we don't know how to influence outcomes effectively. Maybe you felt frustrated when someone misunderstood your intentions, or perhaps you've been on the receiving end of manipulation without realizing it. These struggles are real, and they affect all of us in different ways. But here's the good news. Understanding psychology gives you the power to change the game. Imagine being able to read between the lines, decode hidden motivations, and persuade others with authenticity and grace. This audiobook is designed to do exactly that, to meet you where you are and guide you toward becoming a more confident, insightful, and impactful individual. As Zig Ziglar once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Today, you're taking the first step toward greatness by listening to this audiobook. Each chapter is packed with actionable advice, real-world examples, and timeless wisdom that will inspire you to take control of your mindset and actions. We believe in you. We know you have what it takes to overcome any obstacle and create the life you've always dreamed of. All you need is the right knowledge, and that's what we're here to provide. So, sit back, relax, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Your wisdom journey starts here.
Chapter 1. The Power of First Impressions. First impressions matter a lot. In fact, research shows that it takes just 7 seconds for someone to form an opinion about you. 7 seconds. That's all the time you have to make a lasting impact. Whether you're meeting a potential employer, a new colleague, or even a stranger at a social event, your first impression can open doors, or close them forever. In this chapter, we'll explore the science behind first impressions and uncover actionable strategies to ensure you always leave a positive mark. From mastering body language to dressing for success, these insights will help you project confidence, authenticity, and charisma in every interaction. Let's dive in. 1. The science of first impressions. Why do first impressions carry so much weight? It all comes down to how our brains are wired. Human beings are hardwired to make quick judgments as a survival mechanism. Back in ancient times, deciding whether someone was friend or foe within seconds could mean the difference between life and death. While modern society has evolved significantly, this instinct remains deeply ingrained in us. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, a pioneer in the study of nonverbal communication, famously proposed the 7-38-55 rule. According to his research, only 7% of communication is based on words, while 38% depends on tone of voice and a whopping 55% relies on body language. This means that what you do often speaks louder than what you say. So, how can you leverage this knowledge to create a powerful first impression? Let's break it down into 3 key components: body language, vocal tone, and appearance. 2. How to use body language effectively. Your body language is like a silent ambassador. It communicates volumes before you even utter a word. Here's how you can use it to your advantage. A. Stand tall with confidence. Posture plays a critical role in how others perceive you. Slouching or crossing your arms can signal insecurity or defensiveness, while standing tall with your shoulders back exudes confidence and openness. Take inspiration from Amy Cuddy, a social psychologist who conducted groundbreaking research on power posing. Her studies revealed that adopting expansive postures, like standing with your hands on your hips or sitting with your arms spread wide, not only makes you appear more confident but also boosts your internal sense of self-assurance. Before entering a high-stakes situation, such as a job interview or a networking event, try holding a power pose for 2 minutes. You'll feel more empowered and ready to take on the world. B. Make eye contact, but don't stare. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools in your body language arsenal. It conveys attentiveness, trustworthiness, and sincerity. However, there's a fine line between making meaningful eye contact and staring uncomfortably. Aim to maintain eye contact about 60 to 70% of the time during conversations. If you find it challenging, practice by focusing on the bridge of the other person's nose instead of directly into their eyes. C. Smile genuinely. A warm, genuine smile is universally appealing. It signals friendliness and approachability, making people feel comfortable around you. But beware of forcing a smile, it can come across as insincere. Instead, think of something that genuinely makes you happy, like a cherished memory or a funny moment, and let that emotion naturally light up your face. As Dale Carnegie, author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, once said, "Actions speak louder than words. A smile says I like you. You make me happy." Remember this the next time you meet someone new. 3. Dress for success. They say, you never get a second chance to make a great first impression. And your outfit plays a pivotal role in shaping that impression. Think about it. When you see someone dressed impeccably, don't you automatically assume they're competent, trustworthy, and detail-oriented? Clothing isn't just fabric, it's a form of nonverbal communication. A. Dress appropriately for the occasion. Different settings call for different styles. For instance, wearing a tailored suit to a formal business meeting sends a message of professionalism, while showing up in casual attire might undermine your credibility. On the flip side, overdressing for a laid-back gathering could make you seem out of touch. Always consider the context and dress accordingly. B. Pay attention to grooming. Beyond clothing, grooming is equally important. Neat hair, clean nails, and fresh breath contribute to an overall polished look. As Warren Buffett wisely noted, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving, and invest in yourself." Investing in personal grooming is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to enhance your image. C. Add a personal touch. While adhering to norms is essential, adding a personal flair can set you apart. Perhaps it's a unique tie, a stylish watch, or a piece of jewelry that reflects your personality. These small details can spark curiosity and serve as conversation starters. 4. Real-life story, the power of transformation. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates the transformative power of first impressions. Sarah, a young marketing professional, was preparing for the biggest presentation of her career. She had spent weeks crafting a compelling pitch for a major client, but deep down, she doubted her ability to command attention. On the day of the presentation, she decided to experiment with her appearance. She swapped her usual jeans and sneakers for a sleek blazer and heels, practiced her posture in front of the mirror, and rehearsed her opening lines until she felt confident. When Sarah walked into the boardroom, heads turned. Her poised demeanor and polished appearance immediately captured the audience's attention. By the end of her presentation, the client was so impressed that they awarded her company the contract on the spot. Looking back, Sarah realized that her transformation wasn't just external, it boosted her inner confidence as well. By aligning her outward appearance with her inner ambition, she unlocked a level of self-assurance she didn't know she possessed. This story reminds us that first impressions aren't superficial, they're a reflection of how we perceive ourselves. When we present our best selves to the world, we invite opportunities to flow toward us. 5. Practical tips to master first impressions. Now that we've covered the theory, here are some practical tips to help you nail your next introduction. Prepare ahead of time. Research the person or group you'll be meeting. Knowing their interests or background allows you to tailor your approach and build rapport quickly. Arrive early. Punctuality demonstrates respect and reliability. Plus, arriving early gives you time to compose yourself and observe the environment. Offer a firm handshake. A firm handshake conveys strength and confidence. Avoid gripping too tightly or offering a limp hand, both of which can send negative signals. Be mindful of your tone, speak clearly and warmly. Avoid monotone delivery, which can make you seem disengaged. Remember, first impressions aren't just about looking good, they're about feeling good and projecting authenticity. Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Make sure the feeling you leave behind is one of positivity, confidence, and connection. By mastering the art of first impressions, you're not just influencing how others see you, you're setting the stage for meaningful relationships and endless possibilities. Chapter 2: Mastering the Art of Persuasion. Persuasion is not about manipulation, it's about influence. It's the ability to guide someone toward a decision or action while respecting their autonomy and perspective. Whether you're negotiating a raise, convincing a colleague to support your idea, or simply trying to get your kids to clean their room, persuasion is a skill that can transform your personal and professional life. In this chapter, we'll uncover the psychological principles behind effective persuasion and provide actionable strategies to help you become a master communicator. From building trust to leveraging scarcity, these techniques are rooted in science and proven to work. Let's begin. 1. The psychology behind persuasion. At its core, persuasion taps into fundamental aspects of human behavior. Understanding these principles will give you a significant edge in any interaction. A. Reciprocity, give to receive. One of the most powerful tools of persuasion is reciprocity, the idea that people feel compelled to return favors. If you offer something of value first, others are more likely to respond positively. For example, imagine you're attending a networking event. Instead of immediately asking for help or connections, start by offering assistance. Share an insightful article, introduce them to someone in your network, or simply listen attentively to their challenges. By giving without expecting anything in return, you create goodwill that often leads to reciprocal actions. As Robert Cialdini, author of Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, explains, "We are obligated to repay, in kind, what another person has provided us." Use this principle wisely to build stronger relationships. B. Commitment and consistency. Small steps lead to big wins. People have a natural desire to appear consistent with their past behaviors and statements. Once they commit to something, no matter how small, they're more likely to follow through. Let's say you want to persuade your team to adopt a new process at work. Start by asking them to agree to a minor change, such as testing the process for 1 week. Once they've committed, they're more likely to embrace the full implementation because it aligns with their earlier decision. This principle also applies to personal goals. Want to convince yourself to exercise regularly? Begin with a manageable commitment, like a 10-minute workout each morning. Over time, consistency will build momentum. C. Social proof. Follow the crowd. Humans are social creatures who look to others for guidance, especially in uncertain situations. When people see others taking a particular action, they're more inclined to do the same. Think about online reviews. Before purchasing a product, most of us check ratings and testimonials. Similarly, if you're presenting an idea to your boss, citing examples of successful implementations elsewhere can bolster your argument. As Seth Godin, marketing guru and best-selling author, once said, "People do what they see others doing." Harness the power of social proof to validate your message. 2. Building trust through communication. Trust is the foundation of persuasion. Without it, even the most compelling arguments fall flat. Here's how you can establish and maintain trust in your interactions. A. Listen actively. Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding emotions and intentions. When someone feels truly heard, they're more likely to open up and engage. Practice active listening by maintaining eye contact, nodding occasionally, and paraphrasing what the other person says. For instance, if a friend shares a challenge, respond with, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed because..." This shows empathy and reinforces your connection. B. Use positive language. Words have immense power. Framing your message in a positive light can make all the difference. Instead of saying, "This project is impossible," Try. With some creativity, we can find a solution. Positive language not only inspires confidence but also creates a collaborative atmosphere. As Tony Robbins famously stated, "The words we use shape our reality. Choose yours carefully." C. Be authentic. Authenticity breeds trust. People can sense when you're being genuine versus when you're putting on a facade. Share your true thoughts and feelings, even if they're imperfect. Vulnerability often fosters deeper connections than perfection ever could. 3. Using scarcity and urgency. Scarcity and urgency are two sides of the same coin, and both are incredibly persuasive. When people perceive something as rare or time-sensitive, they place higher value on it. A. Create a sense of scarcity. Limited time offers and exclusive opportunities tap into our fear of missing out, FOMO. For example, a restaurant might advertise, "Only 10 tables available tonight." This encourages patrons to book quickly. In everyday conversations, you can apply scarcity by highlighting unique benefits. If you're pitching an idea, emphasize what sets it apart. This approach hasn't been tried before, and it could give us a competitive edge. B. Add urgency without pressure. While urgency motivates action, overdoing it can backfire. Instead of pressuring someone, frame deadlines as opportunities. For instance, instead of saying, "You must decide now," try, "If you act today, we can lock in these terms before they expire." This subtle shift maintains respect while encouraging prompt decisions. 4. Real-life story, turning rejection into triumph. Let me share a story that demonstrates the art of persuasion in action. Mark was a young entrepreneur pitching his startup to venture capitalists. Despite having a solid business plan, he faced rejection after rejection. Frustrated but determined, Mark decided to revamp his strategy. First, he focused on building rapport. Before meetings, he researched each investor's background and found common interests to discuss. During presentations, he incorporated social proof by showcasing testimonials from early customers and highlighting partnerships with reputable companies. Next, he used scarcity to his advantage. He informed investors that funding would be allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, creating a sense of urgency. Finally, he listened intently to feedback and adjusted his pitch accordingly, demonstrating flexibility and authenticity. The result? Within weeks, Mark secured the investment he needed to scale his business. Reflecting on his journey, he realized that persuasion wasn't about forcing agreement, it was about aligning mutual interests and fostering trust. 5. Advanced persuasion techniques. Ready to take your persuasion skills to the next level? Try these advanced strategies. A. Mirroring. Subtly imitate behavior. Mirroring involves subtly mimicking the other person's body language, tone, or speech patterns. This unconscious mimicry creates a sense of familiarity and rapport. For instance, if someone speaks slowly, match their pace. If they lean forward, do the same. Be careful not to overdo it. Mirroring should feel natural, not forced. B. Framing. Present information strategically. How you frame information significantly impacts how it's received. For example, instead of saying, "This plan has a 20% failure rate," reframe it as, "This plan has an 80% success rate." Both statements convey the same data, but the latter inspires confidence. C. Anchoring. Set the tone early. Anchoring refers to setting a reference point that influences subsequent judgments. In negotiations, start with a bold yet reasonable anchor to guide the discussion. For instance, if selling a product, begin with a slightly higher price than expected. This makes subsequent discounts seem more appealing. 6. Practical tips to master persuasion. Here are some actionable tips to enhance your persuasive abilities. Know your audience. Tailor your message to their needs, values, and priorities. What motivates them? Tell stories. Narratives are far more engaging than facts alone. Use anecdotes to illustrate your points. Stay calm under pressure. Confidence inspires trust. Practice deep breathing techniques to stay composed during high-stakes conversations. Follow up. After making your case, follow up politely to reinforce your message and address any lingering concerns. Closing thoughts on persuasion. persuasion is both an art and a science. It requires a deep understanding of human psychology, coupled with genuine empathy and ethical intent. As Aristotle once said, "The fool tells me his reasons, the wise man persuades me with my own." True persuasion doesn't impose, it inspires. By mastering these techniques, you'll not only achieve better outcomes but also strengthen your relationships along the way. Remember, persuasion is not about winning arguments, it's about creating win-win scenarios where everyone benefits. Chapter 3: Navigating Social Dynamics. Human beings are inherently social creatures. From family gatherings to workplace collaborations, our lives revolve around interactions with others. But let's face it, navigating social dynamics can be tricky. Whether you're trying to resolve conflicts, lead a team, or simply fit in at a party, understanding the underlying mechanics of group behavior is essential. In this chapter, we'll explore the psychology behind social interactions and equip you with strategies to thrive in any group setting. You'll learn how to decode group dynamics, manage conflicts effectively, and build emotional intelligence, the cornerstone of successful relationships. Let's dive in. 1. Understanding group behavior. Groups have a unique way of influencing individual behavior. When people come together, they form systems governed by unwritten rules, hierarchies, and shared expectations. Understanding these dynamics will help you navigate social situations with ease. A. The power of social influence. Have you ever noticed how a single person can sway the mood of an entire room? This phenomenon is rooted in social influence, the ability of one individual to affect the thoughts, feelings, or actions of others. For example, in a meeting, the most vocal participant often sets the tone for discussion. If they express enthusiasm, others are likely to follow suit. Conversely, negativity can spread just as quickly. To harness social influence, focus on projecting positivity and confidence. Your energy is contagious. Use it wisely. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." When you embody the qualities you want to inspire in others, you become a catalyst for positive transformation. B. The role of leadership in groups. Every group needs a leader, even informal ones like friend circles or hobby clubs. Leaders aren't necessarily the loudest voices. They're the ones who guide, inspire, and unite others toward a common goal. Effective leadership starts with clarity. Clearly articulate your vision or objectives so everyone knows what they're working toward. Then, empower others by delegating tasks and recognizing their contributions. A great example of leadership comes from Nelson Mandela, who famously stated, "It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory." True leaders don't seek personal glory, they uplift those around them. C. Managing group polarization. Group polarization occurs when individuals in a group adopt more extreme positions than they would individually. For instance, a team brainstorming session might lead to overly ambitious ideas that lack feasibility. To prevent this, encourage balanced discussions. Invite diverse perspectives and challenge assumptions respectfully. By fostering an environment where everyone feels heard, you minimize the risk of groupthink, a dangerous tendency to conform without critical evaluation. 2. Dealing with conflicts in relationships. Conflicts are inevitable in any relationship, whether personal or professional. However, how you handle them determines whether they strengthen or weaken your bonds. A. Identify the root cause. Most conflicts stem from misunderstandings or unmet expectations. Before jumping into problem-solving mode, take a step back and ask yourself, what's really causing this tension? Is it a difference in values, miscommunication, or unresolved resentment? Once you pinpoint the root cause, address it directly. Avoid vague accusations like, "You never listen to me." Instead, use I statements to express your feelings. "I feel unheard when my input isn't acknowledged." B. Practice active listening. Listening is half the battle in conflict resolution. When someone shares their perspective, resist the urge to interrupt or defend yourself. Focus on understanding their emotions and concerns. A simple yet powerful technique is paraphrasing. "So what I'm hearing is that you feel frustrated because..." This not only validates their feelings but also ensures you've understood correctly. C. Find common ground. Even in heated arguments, there's usually some overlap in interests. Look for areas of agreement and build from there. For example, if two colleagues disagree on project priorities, they might both value completing the project successfully. Highlighting this shared goal can pave the way for compromise. As Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, advises, seek first to understand, then to be understood. By prioritizing mutual understanding, you lay the groundwork for constructive solutions. 3. Building emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions while also empathizing with others. It's a critical skill for navigating social dynamics effectively. Let's break it down into 2 key components: self-awareness and empathy. A. Developing self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It involves understanding your emotional triggers, strengths, and weaknesses. For instance, if you know that criticism makes you defensive, you can prepare yourself to respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. One effective way to boost self-awareness is through journaling. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on your interactions. Ask yourself, how did I feel during that conversation? Did I handle it well? What could I improve next time? Over time, this practice will sharpen your emotional radar. Another powerful tool is mindfulness meditation. By focusing on your breath and observing your thoughts without judgment, you cultivate greater awareness of your inner state. As John Kabat-Zinn, a pioneer in mindfulness research, explains, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Mindfulness helps you ride the ups and downs of life with grace. B. Cultivating empathy. Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective. It's not just about feeling sorry for someone, it's about truly understanding their experience. To develop empathy, practice active listening, which we discussed earlier. Pay attention to nonverbal cues like facial expressions and tone of voice. These subtle signals often reveal more than words alone. Another technique is to ask open-ended questions. Instead of assuming you know how someone feels, invite them to share. What was that experience like for you? This demonstrates genuine curiosity and strengthens your connection. As Brené Brown, renowned researcher and author of Daring Greatly, puts it, empathy fuels connection, sympathy drives disconnection. When you show empathy, you create a safe space for others to express themselves authentically. 4. Real-life story, bridging divides through empathy. Let me share a story that highlights the transformative power of empathy in social dynamics. Maria, a project manager at a tech company, faced a challenging situation when her team became divided over a major decision. Half the team wanted to launch a new product feature immediately, while the other half insisted on delaying the release until further testing was completed. Tensions ran high, and productivity plummeted. Instead of taking sides, Maria decided to approach the conflict with empathy. She met individually with team members to hear their concerns. To her surprise, she discovered that both groups shared the same ultimate goal, delivering a high-quality product. The difference lay in their approaches. One side prioritized speed, while the other emphasized caution. Armed with this insight, Maria facilitated a group discussion where everyone could voice their opinions. She framed the conversation around their shared objective and encouraged collaborative problem-solving. Together, they devised a compromise, a phased rollout that balanced urgency with quality assurance. The result? Not only did the team resolve the conflict, but they also emerged stronger and more united. Maria's empathetic leadership turned a potential disaster into an opportunity for growth. 5. Practical tips to navigate social dynamics. Here are some actionable strategies to help you thrive in any social setting. Observe before engaging. When entering a new group or environment, take a moment to observe the dynamics. Who seems to be leading? How do people interact? Use these observations to guide your behavior. Adapt your communication style. Tailor your approach based on the personalities involved. Some people prefer direct communication, while others respond better to diplomacy. Flexibility is key. Manage conflict gracefully. Avoid escalating tensions by staying calm and solution-focused. If emotions run high, suggest a break to allow everyone to cool down before continuing the discussion. Celebrate diversity. Embrace differences in opinions, backgrounds, and perspectives. Diverse teams are proven to be more innovative and resilient. Closing thoughts on social dynamics. Navigating social dynamics is both an art and a science. It requires a deep understanding of human behavior, coupled with practical skills like active listening, empathy, and adaptability. As Maya Angelou wisely said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." By mastering the principles outlined in this chapter, you'll not only improve your relationships but also contribute positively to the groups you're part of. Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to connect, inspire, and grow. Chapter 4: Unlocking Hidden Motivations. Have you ever wondered why people act the way they do? Beneath every decision, behavior, or reaction lies a hidden motivation, a driving force that shapes how individuals interact with the world. Understanding these motivations gives you a superpower, the ability to decode what others truly want and need, even when they don't say it outright. In this chapter, we'll explore the subtle cues and psychological triggers that reveal hidden agendas. You'll learn how to read body language, spot deception, and use psychology during negotiations to gain the upper hand. By the end of this chapter, you'll have the tools to navigate complex social situations with confidence and insight. Let's get started. 1. Reading body language, the silent language of emotions. Body language is one of the most revealing forms of nonverbal communication. It can expose feelings of discomfort, excitement, or dishonesty, often without the person realizing it. Here's how to become fluent in this silent language. A. Decoding facial expressions. The face is a canvas of emotions. Microexpressions, brief, involuntary facial movements, can betray someone's true feelings, even if they're trying to hide them. For example, a fake smile involves only the mouth, while a genuine smile engages the eyes, known as a Duchenne smile. Raised eyebrows paired with wide eyes often indicate surprise or disbelief. A furrowed brow and tightened jaw suggest frustration or anger. To practice reading facial expressions, observe people in casual settings like coffee shops or parks. Pay attention to how their expressions align, or don't align, with their words. Over time, you'll develop an intuitive sense for detecting authenticity versus pretense. B. Analyzing gestures and posture. Gestures and posture provide additional clues about someone's state of mind. Consider these examples. Crossed arms may signal defensiveness or discomfort. However, context matters. Someone might cross their arms simply because they're cold. Fidgeting, such as tapping fingers or bouncing legs, can indicate anxiety or impatience. Leaning forward shows interest or engagement, while leaning back suggests detachment or skepticism. As Paul Ekman, a pioneer in the study of emotions and deception, once said, "Much of our communication is not in what we say, but in how we move and position ourselves." Mastering this skill will give you a significant advantage in understanding others. C. Noticing proxemics, the space between us. Proxemics refers to the use of personal space in communication. Different cultures have varying norms around physical distance, but generally, standing too close can make someone feel invaded or uncomfortable. Maintaining excessive distance might come across as aloof or unapproachable. Observe how others adjust their proximity to you, and mirror their preferences to build rapport. 2. Identifying hidden agendas. Hidden agendas are underlying motives that aren't explicitly stated. They can range from harmless intentions, like wanting approval, to more manipulative goals, such as gaining power. Learning to identify these agendas will help you protect yourself and foster healthier relationships. A. Spotting deception. Detecting lies isn't always straightforward, but certain behaviors can raise red flags. Inconsistent storytelling. If someone's account changes or contradicts itself, dig deeper. Overly rehearsed answers. People who lie often prepare extensively, making their responses sound unnatural. Avoidance of direct eye contact. While occasional breaks in eye contact are normal, prolonged avoidance can indicate unease. That said, remember that nervousness doesn't always mean dishonesty. Use your judgment and consider the broader context before jumping to conclusions. B. Uncovering true intentions. Sometimes people mask their real desires behind polite phrases or indirect requests. For instance, a colleague might say, "I'm fine with whatever the team decides," but their tone or body language hints at dissatisfaction. To uncover hidden agendas, ask clarifying questions. What outcome would make you happiest? Is there anything specific you'd like to see happen? These open-ended prompts encourage honesty and reveal underlying priorities. 3. Using psychology in negotiations. Negotiation is essentially a dance of hidden motivations. Both parties enter with their own goals, desires, and limitations, and understanding these unspoken elements can be the key to reaching a win-win outcome. Let's explore how psychological insights can elevate your negotiation skills. A. The power of mirroring in negotiations. Mirroring, repeating or subtly mimicking the other person's words, tone, or body language, is a powerful technique for building rapport during negotiations. It creates a subconscious sense of familiarity and trust, making the other party more receptive to your proposals. For example, if someone says, "I'm looking for a solution that benefits everyone," you might respond with, "So you're focused on finding a solution that truly benefits everyone?" This simple act validates their perspective and opens the door for further collaboration. Chris Voss, a former FBI hostage negotiator and author of Never Split the Difference, emphasizes the importance of mirroring. It's almost magical how quickly people start opening up when they feel understood. Use this tool strategically to uncover hidden motivations and foster goodwill. B. Anchoring, setting the psychological benchmark. Anchoring is a cognitive bias where individuals rely heavily on the first piece of information they encounter, the anchor, when making decisions. In negotiations, setting the anchor early can significantly influence the direction of the discussion. For instance, if you're selling a product, start by quoting a slightly higher price than expected. Even if the final agreement lands lower, the initial anchor will make the adjusted figure seem reasonable. Conversely, if you're buying, propose a lower starting point to shift the negotiation in your favor. The key is to present the anchor confidently and justify it with logic or evidence. This ensures the other party perceives it as credible rather than arbitrary. C. Framing losses versus gains. People are generally more motivated to avoid losses than to achieve equivalent gains, a principle known as loss aversion. In negotiations, framing your proposal in terms of potential losses can be highly persuasive. For example, instead of saying, "This deal will save you $10,000 annually," try, "Without this deal, you could miss saving $10,000 every year." The latter phrasing taps into the fear of losing something valuable, increasing the likelihood of agreement. 4. Real-life story, uncovering motivations to seal the deal. Let me share a story that illustrates the power of unlocking hidden motivations in real-world negotiations. James, a freelance graphic designer, was pitching his services to a startup. During their meeting, the client expressed concerns about budget constraints and hinted at considering cheaper alternatives. Sensing hesitation, James decided to dig deeper. Instead of immediately lowering his rates, he asked thoughtful questions. "What specific challenges are you hoping to address with this project? And how do you envision success looking like for your brand?" Through these inquiries, James discovered that the client valued long-term partnerships over short-term cost savings. Armed with this insight, James reframed his proposal. He explained how his expertise would not only deliver high-quality designs but also provide ongoing support to ensure consistent branding, a service his competitors couldn't match. By aligning his offer with the client's true priorities, James secured the contract without compromising his pricing. This story demonstrates that understanding hidden motivations isn't just about reading signals. It's about adapting your approach to meet the other party's needs effectively. 5. Practical tips to unlock hidden motivations. Here are some actionable strategies to help you decode and leverage hidden motivations in various situations. Ask open-ended questions. encourage others to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. For example, "Can you tell me more about what's important to you in this situation?" Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Look for inconsistencies between verbal and nonverbal communication. A forced smile or tense posture may indicate discomfort or disagreement. Leverage silence. Sometimes, silence can prompt others to reveal more than they intended. Resist the urge to fill pauses and let the other person speak. Validate their perspective. Show empathy by acknowledging their concerns or desires. Phrases like, "I understand why that's important to you," build trust and encourage openness. Closing thoughts on hidden motivations. Understanding hidden motivations is like holding a flashlight in a dark room. It illuminates the unseen forces that drive human behavior. As Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese strategist, famously wrote in The Art of War, "Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories." In any interaction, knowing what motivates others equips you to navigate challenges and seize opportunities. By mastering the art of reading body language, identifying hidden agendas, and leveraging psychology in negotiations, you'll become a more perceptive and influential communicator. These skills will serve you well in both personal and professional settings, helping you build stronger relationships and achieve better outcomes. Chapter 5: Transforming Your Mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and it shapes everything from your daily decisions to your long-term achievements. A fixed mindset limits your potential, while a growth mindset opens doors to endless possibilities. In this chapter, we'll explore how to overcome limiting beliefs, cultivate gratitude and positivity, and develop a mindset that empowers you to thrive in every area of life. By the end of this chapter, you'll have actionable strategies to rewire your thinking patterns and embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Let's begin your journey toward transformation. 1. Overcoming limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are the invisible barriers that hold us back from achieving our goals. They often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or fear of failure. The good news? These beliefs aren't permanent. They can be identified, challenged, and replaced with empowering ones. A. Identifying your limiting beliefs. The first step to overcoming limiting beliefs is becoming aware of them. Ask yourself, what thoughts consistently pop up when I face challenges? Common examples include, "I'm not smart enough." "I don't deserve success." "It's too late to start now." Write these thoughts down and examine their origins. Are they based on facts or assumptions? Often, you'll find that these beliefs are rooted in outdated narratives that no longer serve you. B. Challenging negative self-talk. Once you've identified your limiting beliefs, challenge them head-on. For instance, if you think, "I'm not qualified for this role," counter it with evidence. "I've successfully completed similar projects before, and I'm capable of learning new skills." Affirmations can also help reprogram your subconscious mind. Repeat positive statements like, "I am capable and confident." "Every challenge is an opportunity to grow." "I attract abundance and success." As Henry Ford famously said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." Your mindset determines your reality, so choose empowering thoughts over self-doubt. C. Reframing failure as feedback. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Instead of viewing setbacks as proof of inadequacy, see them as valuable lessons. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I improve next time? Take inspiration from Thomas Edison, who famously remarked after countless failed attempts at inventing the light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Adopting this perspective will shift your relationship with failure and fuel your resilience. 2. Practicing gratitude and positivity. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity. It shifts your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's abundant, fostering a sense of contentment and optimism. Here's how to make gratitude a daily habit. A. Start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. Simple joys like a sunny morning, a kind gesture from a friend, or a delicious meal count too. This practice rewires your brain to notice the positives in every situation. Research shows that people who regularly practice gratitude experience improved mental health, stronger relationships, and increased happiness. As Melody Beattie, author of Codependent No More, puts it, gratitude turns what we have into enough. B. Practice positive visualization. Visualization involves imagining your desired outcomes as if they've already happened. Picture yourself succeeding in a presentation, landing your dream job, or achieving a personal milestone. Engage all your senses. What do you see, hear, and feel in this scenario? Olympic athletes use visualization techniques to enhance performance, and you can apply the same strategy to boost confidence and motivation. By visualizing success, you program your mind to act in alignment with your goals. C. Surround yourself with positivity. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your mindset. Spend time with people who uplift and inspire you, and consume content that fuels your growth. Avoid toxic influences, whether it's negative friends, social media comparisons, or pessimistic news cycles that drain your energy. Jim Rohn, motivational speaker and author, once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely." 3. Developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the foundation for resilience, innovation, and lifelong learning. Here's how to cultivate this transformative mindset. A. Embrace challenges as opportunities. People with a growth mindset see challenges not as threats but as chances to stretch their capabilities. Instead of avoiding difficult tasks, lean into them. Remind yourself, this challenge will teach me something new. For example, if you're hesitant to take on a complex project at work, reframe it as an opportunity to expand your skill set. As Carol Dweck, psychologist and author of Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, explains, becoming is better than being. Focus on progress rather than perfection. B. Cultivate a love for learning. Lifelong learners are naturally equipped with a growth mindset. Make learning a priority by setting aside time to acquire new knowledge or skills. Whether it's reading books, taking online courses, or seeking mentorship, continuous education keeps your mind sharp and adaptable. To stay motivated, set specific, achievable goals. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to get better at public speaking," commit to delivering 1 presentation per month. Celebrate small wins along the way to maintain momentum. C. Seek feedback and act on it. Feedback is a goldmine for growth, but only if you're open to receiving it. Instead of viewing criticism as a personal attack, see it as constructive guidance. Ask trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors for input on areas where you can improve. Then, implement their suggestions thoughtfully. Remember, feedback isn't about proving yourself, it's about improving yourself. As Bill Gates once said, we all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. 4. Real-life story, from doubt to triumph through mindset shifts. Let me share a story that highlights the transformative power of adopting a growth mindset. Sophia was a software engineer who dreamed of becoming a team leader. However, she doubted her leadership abilities and feared rejection from her peers. Whenever opportunities arose, she hesitated, convincing herself she wasn't ready. One day, Sophia decided to tackle her fear head-on. She began journaling daily, identifying her limiting beliefs and replacing them with affirmations like, "I am capable of leading with confidence and empathy." She also started volunteering for leadership roles in smaller projects to build experience. Whenever she faced setbacks, like receiving critical feedback during a team meeting, she reframed them as learning experiences. Slowly but surely, Sophia gained confidence. Her proactive approach caught the attention of senior management, and within a year, she was promoted to team lead. Reflecting on her journey, Sophia realized that her biggest obstacle had been her own mindset. By embracing challenges and committing to growth, she unlocked her full potential. 5. Practical tips to transform your mindset. Here are some actionable strategies to help you adopt a growth-oriented mindset. Rephrase negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," reframe it as, I'm still learning, and I'll get better with practice. Celebrate effort over outcome. Acknowledge the effort you put into a task, regardless of the result. This reinforces the value of persistence. Surround yourself with growth-oriented people. Connect with individuals who inspire you to push beyond your comfort zone. Their energy will rub off on you. Set micro goals. Break larger objectives into smaller, manageable steps. Completing each step builds confidence and momentum. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Growth takes time, and setbacks are part of the process. Closing thoughts on transforming your mindset. Your mindset is the cornerstone of your success and happiness. By overcoming limiting beliefs, practicing gratitude, and embracing a growth-oriented perspective, you'll unlock doors you never knew existed. As Norman Vincent Peale, author of The Power of Positive Thinking, wisely stated, "Change your thoughts, and you change your world." In transforming your mindset, you're not just changing how you think, you're changing how you live. With determination and consistency, you'll find yourself approaching life with renewed purpose, resilience, and joy. Audiobook conclusion. Your transformation begins now. Over the past hour, we've explored powerful psychological strategies designed to help you navigate life's complexities with confidence and insight. Let's briefly recap the key takeaways from each chapter. Chapter 1. The Power of First Impressions. You learn how to create a lasting impact through confident body language, effective communication, and thoughtful presentation. Remember, first impressions are your chance to set the tone for every relationship. Chapter 2. Mastering the Art of Persuasion. Persuasion is about influence, not manipulation. By leveraging principles like reciprocity, social proof, and scarcity, you can guide decisions while maintaining trust and respect. Chapter 3. Navigating Social Dynamics. Understanding group behavior, resolving conflicts, and building emotional intelligence equip you to thrive in any social setting. Empathy and active listening are your secret weapons. Chapter 4. Unlocking Hidden Motivations. Reading body language, identifying hidden agendas, and using psychology in negotiations allow you to decode what others truly want and act accordingly. Chapter 5. Transforming Your Mindset. Overcoming limiting beliefs, practicing gratitude, and adopting a growth mindset empower you to unlock your full potential and approach challenges with resilience. Knowledge is only as valuable as the action it inspires. Now that you've gained these insights, it's time to put them into practice. Start small, choose one strategy from each chapter and apply it consistently over the next few weeks. For example, practice power posing before an important meeting to boost your confidence. Chapter 1. Use the principle of reciprocity to strengthen a professional or personal relationship. Chapter 2. Resolve a conflict by focusing on finding common ground. Chapter 3. Pay attention to someone's nonverbal cues during a conversation to better understand their emotions. Chapter 4. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every evening to cultivate positivity. Chapter 5. Small actions compound over time, leading to profound transformations. As Tony Robbins famously said, "It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, it's what we do consistently." Commit to applying these lessons daily, and watch yourself grow into the best version of who you can be. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Mind Games Unveiled, 60 minutes of mind-bending psychological hacks. I hope this audiobook has provided you with valuable tools to tackle your challenges, deepen your relationships, and achieve your goals. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but with persistence and determination, anything is possible. Keep pushing forward, even when the path feels uncertain. Every step you take brings you closer to the life you envision. If you found value in this audiobook, I'd love for you to share it with others who might benefit. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Wisdom Audiobooks so we can continue creating content that empowers and inspires. Together, let's build a community of lifelong learners committed to growth and wisdom. Finally, always believe in yourself. You possess incredible strength, creativity, and potential. Trust in your ability to adapt, learn, and succeed. As Marianne Williamson beautifully wrote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Embrace that power, you deserve it. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and keep striving for greatness. Your transformation begins now.